The probability that we're perceiving the truth of reality is zero. There's more information in the immaterial than there'll ever be in the material. There's an invisible field of energy. The atom is both particle, matter, and wave or energy, right? But all we see is the material element.
Check one, check. When you say in the quantum,
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't go.
you
Oh, God.
because people are going to hear you say that and they're going to say, I wonder what he means by the quantum.
Okay. The probability that we're perceiving the truth of reality is zero. That there's more information in the immaterial than there'll ever be in the material. And that information that exists in the immaterial that the senses cannot perceive. The senses can only perceive three-dimensional reality, objects and things and places and people and bodies. There's an invisible field of energy. The atom is both particle, matter, and wave or energy, right? But all we see is the material element. And the atom is 99.99999% information and energy, and 0.0000001% matter. So the brain has been shaped and molded from generations untold in living in survival by narrowing our focus on the material world. The stress hormones heighten our senses, and when our senses are heightened, we become materialists. So live in survival for thousands and thousands of years. Energy is not important when you're being chased by T-Rex. Energy is not important when you're looking for food, right? You got to narrow your focus. And so the brain cannot perceive energy or frequency. So what we're seeing is really symbols or just out-picturing of the most stable form of energy called matter. And our senses collapse it into what appears to be material. But the quantum field is that other field of energy and information that exists beyond our senses, beyond this material world, whose signature is oneness, whose signature is wholeness, whose signature is connection, whose signature is love, pure love. And so if you spend your whole life with all of your attention on your body, your environment, and time, all of your attention is in this three-dimensional reality, then you got to play by the rules. And the rules are Newtonian physics. You got to predict everything. It's going to take time and energy for you to get everything you want in your life. Okay, you can get really good at that. You can get really good, you can get skilled, you can get trained, you can get coached, you can learn, you can go to school, you can learn from your mistakes, you can gather a lot of things, you can get really good at that. But is there another way to create? Okay, well, Einstein said the field, the wave, the energy is the sole governing agency of the particle. Energy controls matter. He didn't say the particle controls the particle. He said the field controls the particle. If you change the information in the field, can you change the projection, the particle in three-dimensional reality? This is a holographic universe, okay? So if the quantum field is an invisible field of energy that exists beyond our senses, beyond our body, our environment, and time, then the only way we are going to connect to it is take all of our attention off our body, all of our attention off the environment. What's the environment made of? People, objects, things, places, and take all of your attention off of linear time, the predictable future and the familiar past, and find the sweet spot of the generous present moment. That's the unknown. That's the door. That's the moment you become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, no time. That is the moment you are pure consciousness. And it's no different than me saying to you, stay alive. I'm going to take away your eyesight. I'm going to take away your hearing. I'm going to take away your smell. I'm going to take away your taste. I'm going to take away you feeling with your body. And if I take away all of your senses, who are you? your consciousness, right? Your consciousness. Consciousness of what? Nothing. Nothing but what? You. And the act of becoming conscious of nothing and becoming nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and no time is the eye of the needle. And that is the moment you're walking through the door to the quantum field. And when you walk through that door, the game changes. It's all energy. It's all frequency. It's all vibration. It's all connected. It's all thought. It's all consciousness. It's all information, right? And so you got to train your brain, like when you pass through, you're not you any longer. You're not your body any longer. You're your body here. You're pure consciousness. And that void or that vacuum or that nothing, whatever you want to call that, is rich in frequency and energy. So have people linger there without a name, without a skin color, without a gender, without a diet, without a face, without a past, without a social security number, without a profession, without being a mother, a father, a kid. Linger there as pure consciousness. Lay the character down and get comfortable in nothing, in the unknown. Okay, now that you're there, if it's all frequency and it's all energy, then the next thing we have to do then is get our brain coherent, because thought is the electrical charge, it's the impulse in the quantum field. And the feeling, the elevated emotion, is the magnetic charge. If you take a thought and a feeling, an image and an emotion, a vision of the future with a coherent brain and a coherent heart, you got a whole new Wi-Fi signal. Now you're broadcasting new information into the field and you're connected to this field. Keep changing the information in the field, you're going to change the destiny of your experience in matter. And so we teach people how to get to that place, get their brains and hearts coherent, and learn how to create by changing the information in the field to ultimately create the experience they want in three-dimensional reality. And when there's a vibrational match between their energy and some potential in the quantum field, and they're creating from the source of everything physical, why would they go anywhere to get it? If you're the source, you would draw it to you. So then creating from the field instead of from matter can literally shorten the distance between the thought of what you want and the experience of having it. Instead of going and having to do something to get it, it starts coming to you. And that's another way to create.
And again, it all starts with getting out of the future and the past and into
the overcoming process. The first couple of days is more valuable than all the gold in the world for people. They'll say, oh my God, I had such a terrible story. I had such a belief. Oh my God, I was so addicted to those emotions. They'll tell you. And you just have to sit with yourself long enough to no longer want to feel that way. And we just give people the tools to get them from the old self to the new self to cross that river.
It's quite a compelling idea that I might be addicted to negative emotions or emotions that aren't productive to me in any way. Even that as an idea.
We'll take the idea like this. If you were angry right now, or you were feeling sad, and I came up to you and I said, hey, Stephen, listen, I know you're really miffed right now. I know you're feeling really down, whatever. But just stop. Just stop being there. Just stop. If you can't stop that, then on some level you must be addicted to it, right? If you truly were not addicted to it, you would be able to just turn it off, right? So when people start to see that, they're like, oh my God, yeah, I could be addicted to that. It's a good moment for people.
What's it doing for me?
Well, the long-term effects of doing that, I mean, we can turn on the stress response just by thought alone. Mm-hmm. You could think about your problems and you could produce the same chemistry as if it was real. The long-term effects of the hormones of stress downregulate genes and create disease. And if you can turn on that stress response just by thought alone, that means your thoughts can make you sick.
If I know it's bad for me, like no one wants to feel sad. So why am I choosing to feel sad?
There's nothing wrong with feeling sad. It's just how long do you want to stay there?
Or angry or fearful. I don't want to feel that.
Yeah. So again, here we go. Trial and error. You got to catch yourself and you got to go, because when you're feeling sad, as an example, or you're feeling angry or whatever, for the most part, you want to stay there. Many people, like, it's just comfortable. It's some people find a lot of comfort in being unhappy. They're really happy being unhappy. So if you want to evolve your experience in life, you would say, I can change this. I literally can change it. Let me sit down and change my emotional state. If this emotion is causing me to view my reality through the lens of the past, if this reality is downregulating my genes and creating disease, if this reality, feeling this emotion is causing me to behave as if I'm in a past reality, if feeling this emotion causes me to believe in my past more than my future, maybe it's not such a good idea that I stay there. So justified or not, valid or not, the only person that emotion is affecting is you. Sooner or later, I think when people start realizing I can change my emotional state and they really sit down, even though they don't want to do it, they do it, that's when they start feeling a lot of worth.
Joe, what is the most important question, based on all of your work and all that you do and all that you're thinking about at this exact moment and the subject of change and transformation, that I should have asked you?
Ooh. Is it possible that the human nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, manufactures a pharmacy of chemicals that works better than any drug?
Is it possible that the human nervous system manufactures a pharmacy of chemicals that works better than any drug, Joe?
The answer is absolutely yes. That's what our data shows. And it's not pseudoscience. Our data shows that the autonomic nervous system can manufacture a pharmacy of chemicals that works better than any drug. A drug trial is about 25% effective. 1 out of 4 people have a response, and it's normally over a length of time, 60 to 90 days. What our data shows is that 75, as I said, 84, 90, 95, 100% of the people that are involved in a 7-day event have these effects. So even if it's 75%, that means it's working 3 times better than any drug. And yet your nervous system is manufacturing those chemicals equal to the person's state of being, equal to their intention. And I keep asking the scientists, where are those chemicals coming from? The person's not eating a pill. They're not changing their diet. They're not doing anything. And yet what wasn't there before the event somehow is there after the event. It's coming from within us.
Is that because of some of the sort of techniques and the processes you go through at the event? Is it because of the connection of a group of people coming together and synchronizing and the oxytocin? Is it all of the above?
It's all of the above. I mean, almost 80% of the people expressing the same genes and making the same proteins, that's unheard of. What we discovered is people change people. That's what we discovered. That collective networks of observers determine reality. And it's not the number of people, it's not the amount of energy, it's the most coherence that takes place in the group. And so we're doing studies now with collective networks. We're doing studies on measuring the effects of collective consciousness. What does that do in terms of field effects and energy?
When you say all of this and you talk about this relationship between the body and the mind, it keeps making me wonder about your beliefs of a higher power or a God. Because it all sounds, I mean, the more and more I learn about the body and how interconnected it is, it all sounds just mystical. It's the only way to describe it. So I wondered as you were speaking, I wrote down on my little iPad here, I said, does Joe believe in God?
I do. I think there's one God, but in that one, there's many. Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means that God lives within you. The divine lives in every human being. That's what I believe.